Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on the channel as we're back here for some more college football 25 here on the channel with the coaching carousel of Matt Marvel. And of course today's episode, in episode 17, we are going to be wrapping up the season here as we're getting ready for the national championship game between Miami and of course Oregon. Of course Miami knocked us out there in the semifinals. And unfortunately, we are going to be home watching this game, along with all these coaches here that are pretty much getting the old heave-ho out of here. As you see, Marshall's going to have a new, actually a lot of teams are going to have a lot of new head coaches, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. Take a look here, and just kind of scrolling down here and see. I got a couple coaches there, a couple offensive coordinators going to head off to the NFL. So best of luck to them. Our coaching staff, of course, is going to stay the same, as you'll see here in a bit. We had a lot of, I think in a lot of the previous episodes, or a couple episodes, we showed you the awards that we had. And it was a pretty good year. First year for Coach Marvel, offensive coordinator here. And, of course, next season he will be coming back. As you see, Struggins, he is rehired there. He got a new contract there, Willie. Got a new contract, so congratulations to him, as he will still remain as the head coach. And of course that means, as we're the offensive coordinator, we're going to, of course, just be running the offense as we normally have. And of course we haven't, there was a couple of decent schools there, but this is our first year as a coordinator, as a coach in college football here, especially in Division I, and we still need to get some experience underneath our feet. So we can't really, I've seen a couple of jobs I wouldn't mind having, but we pretty much have to kind of stick the course of what we're going to do here, which is after season 3 we can start going after head coaching positions, or unless we get offered by one, but we have to wait until after season 3 really, for the most part here, to either go after a job or or if a job is offered to us. And of course the main job we want to go to is obviously try to be the Nebraska Cornhuskers coach. That's where Coach Marvel went to many years ago as a quarterback, and he would like to go back there at some point there. Here, hopefully in this series, we'll get him back to that, and of course, he can be the head coach of that iconic brand of college football there, and of course, try to help them get to the national championship. As you see, the top receivers here for us, you're just kind of scrolling down here, looking at passing, receiving, and of course, rushing numbers here this season. And of course, Rock Taylor and Drake were the top guys there with 19 touchdowns apiece there this season. And it was a really good season. It was really, of course, we did have a couple of crazy wins, especially over Navy. I still say that was probably that was just a weird, freaky blowout game there. I was not expecting that to be the case. But this season also we've had our share of losses as well, and now we're just trying to see if we can try to build on to this. Of course, we're going to be losing quite a few people. As you take a look here at some of the defensive numbers there, and that's one of the things I'm kind of nervous about here. We do have a good class coming in here. We'll show that here in a bit. We actually had 8 transfers that came to us. A lot of them are offensive players. We got 2 defensive players. One of them is a defensive end, and the other one's a defensive tackle. Then we have 2 linemen, offensive linemen, 3 wide receivers, and of course a halfback. So you'll see that here towards the end of the video. Here we'll show you guys those guys that transferred in, and obviously we also did some recruiting ourselves. The first thing I was looking at mainly was the offensive line. I want to make sure that's stronger and tougher here. But we also have a very good, shocking enough, quarterback that we found, who's an athlete, and I feel like that he has a good shot at being our guy to start off this next season. So let's take a look here at the players leaving us. There you see Chandler Martin, the right outside linebacker. And of course, in this situation, just like I did in the original, or like I did in the High and Scotty series, we're going to see if we can try to persuade them to stay. If not, with the exception of guys that are going to go pro, we're not going to, say, hey, stick around for another year. We're going to let them go pro. But Obviously, the guys here that are going to transfer, we're going to try to be, try to sway them. There you see Martin's going to stay there, so that's nice to see. He was worried about brand exposure. You got Reed here, as he's our guard, and he is not persuaded at all, so he is going to go ahead and leave. He's going to leave because of brand exposure. The next player here is Foster, who's our middle linebacker. He's a junior red shirt. We're going to try to persuade him to stay, and hey, success there. So nice job there. We're able to have him change his mind and get him to stay. And of course, Flaker, there you see success. Yes, he has decided to stay. So we're going to keep him there for another year as well. He's a junior left outside backer. He's a pass coverage guy. So we got 3 out of the 4 there. That's going to be very helpful for us. That's going to build on, make our our defense a lot more stronger. And of course, we also have a more experienced lineman there offensively as well, helping us out. So as you take a look here, look at the rest of the numbers here, and there you see a lot of guys there who are going to be leaving us, especially the guys like Rock Taylor, who's going to go to the draft, obviously. 79 overall. He's projected the 7th round. I just have to disagree. I would say he's probably a 5th round guy. He might get lucky going late in the 4th round, but he did put some pretty good numbers there. Maybe not gaudy numbers to get him in the top in the first 2 rounds there, but he's a decent wide receiver there on day 3 for a lot of teams out there. As well as you see some other players here, just Tristan Vandenberg, there you see he's leaving. Career is leaving. The free safety there. That's another thing there too, is we got some issues with our our secondary there, as we don't have too many free safeties and safeties to help us out for next season. So with the wide receivers we have here, we're going to kind of move some of those wide receivers there that have some pretty good speed. We're going to see how they do and train them to be, or at least change their position there as going from wide receiver to safety or to free safety. So that is one of the biggest changes we'll see here. I can't remember if I actually put this in the video, but I want to had my notes here telling me that, hey, we gotta if that's shown, we gotta explain it. So yeah, we'll see some players being shifted around as well. This season we tried to do our best to find the players that we needed there in those positions, because we knew there was going to be a big gap when trying to bring some of those players in. Of course, this year is a little tougher in this game and compared to past years when it comes to recruiting, which I think is great. I think it's fun. It makes it more interesting. Seth, of course, obviously is going to go. He had a great season last year, this previous season here with us, and I can only say the good things about that young man. He's going to do great things there in the NFL. He's projected in the 2nd round there. I would imagine he's going to be early 2nd round. And then you see the draft results. Yep, 2nd round there. So nice, 91 overall there for him. Denton, Texas, quarterback from Texas. Usually quarterbacks in Texas do pretty well in the NFL. There you see, obviously, Anderson as well. Mario Anderson. I have to disagree. I have to say he's a 4th round guy. He's just got great speed. We were able to utilize him in a way that I love using halfbacks in football games, and just really pound the ball, using our best guys there. Of course, mixing it up with some younger guys to help us out in those 3rd downs, and also not to mention, he may not be the best. I would definitely say he's not the best when it comes to passing, catching the ball, stuff like that. But as a runner, he's by far one of the steals I think a team's going to get in the upcoming draft there. So best of luck to Anderson there on that 6th round. And then of course Rock Taylor, also, again, like I said, I just kind of disagree with that. 6th round guy. He has to be. I imagine in the draft he'll probably his draft stock probably go up some if he does well in the in the pro days, and of course the combine. I think he'll end up going to being a 4th round guy, maybe sneak into the late 3rd round. And anybody gets him, they're gonna have a really good receiver. So as we take a look here, we're kind of shuffling around some players here that we've signed. Now, of course, these are players right here. At Mike Edmonds, we have not really signed him yet. Murphy has either. And then, of course, I added some players here on our list here because we need some areas that we need to kind of fill some holes in. Just basically looking for guys for depth in some areas there, especially offensive line. A few players on the defensive line of things, and of course the secondary, a couple of linebackers, and obviously safeties, and a couple of corners, but mainly safeties that we're worried about in the linebacker position. All the other positions defensively, I think we're pretty secure, but you always, if we can find those guys that are interested in us and we can sign them, they may not start in this this upcoming season here, but building, get them some training and stuff like that. They'll definitely be, obviously a lot of these guys will probably be red-shirted, and we'll see how they do coming up in their, that first full year they actually get to play. As you see here, we're talking with Edmonds here, and of course we got a chance here to get to talk to him, and also make some changes here. So as you see here, we're just kind of messing around. Searching their social media, talking to them, DMing them, meeting talking with their family. At some point here, we could schedule, a visit with them and see how they do with the visits and all that kind of stuff, and kind of just see pick their brains, see if they're interested in us. And like I said, we got a lot of guys here that have us in the fifth. Top 5. There's we got a few too. They're in the top 8, but then of course we always got some guys that are some long shots, and sometimes you got to take those chances for those big time players there. Your 4 stars, maybe even your 5 stars. That kind of try to do your best to convince them or kind of sway them to come to Memphis. We had a great year this past season here, and we're hoping to build on to that, especially with a great offensive coordinator like Matt Marvel. And we're just hoping that we can just kind of build on and continue doing some good things there in the conference. So as you see here, just talking to some players here. Of course, we got a couple players here that we need to also scout as well. And if I remember correctly, I don't think I show that, but we got a couple players here that we are looking at. And of course, we got quite a few players here that obviously Owens, O'Neal signed there. Who else? McHale, I believe. Yeah, he signed there. He's a Quentin McHale. He is a right guard. And then, of course, there you see trying to make some good. Trying to sway these guys here by hard selling. Of course, obviously, don't have enough time because I just see there the far right hand. We have 40 out of 50 hours to talk to him, so we don't have too many options there for the last 10 hours or last 10 minutes or however I forgot how it's measured, but only got so many minutes or so to talk to them. And of course, with the recruiting in the game here, we're trying to build as we're a team builder. We're trying to build on that and trying to lower make these points a little more cheaper to talk to players and try to sway them to come to our school and kind of work with them on some of the things. And of course, obviously, there's gonna be, we're not gonna get everybody we see here on this board here, but it'd be nice if we can find some really good guys. Even the 3, obviously 3-star, but even 2-star guys would be very helpful for our ball club going into this upcoming season here. Of course, this will be our second season. We're going to try to go a little more faster pace with this series. I'm looking at occasionally we'll have a couple games where we'll have it'll be a 2-game episode. But other than that, I think for the most part here, we'll kind of keep more quicker pace. I was going to think about doing something similar to our Jacksonville Jaguars series there on the second channel. Definitely go check it out. It's been a lot of fun. We just finished the first season, getting ready to go to the season 2. Excuse me. But I'm thinking of doing something similar to that. So we could kind of jump into a couple games, watch a few games, watch a half or so, see how the team does, And then other games that are more high profile, maybe we can actually go like we did in this first season, jump in there, play a game, and see how well we do, and go from there. So yeah, we got a lot of different options here for us for this upcoming season. But I would like to see us go a little more quicker pace in this series, because at some point here, once we get done with season 3 and go into season 4, if there are teams, especially after season 3, if there's teams or schools looking for a head coach, and that's our time where we can actually go and get a job somewhere else. If we want to go somewhere else, if we get tired of playing here at Memphis, we can go somewhere else, and hopefully we can find some schools out there that will see or recognize us and want us to be there, and then of course try to build their school to be bring back that glory of being a powerhouse of a football school, or try to be a new powerhouse in college football. So a lot of fun things we can do with this series, and that's what I'm hoping. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series, because like I said, it's been a lot of fun playing this, especially just playing on just one side of the ball here. Obviously I'm the offensive coordinator, but we're also playing, we're also recruiting the defensive side of the ball there. So I am being aware of what we need defensively. I know there's a lot of areas there where we don't have too much depth in, so I am trying to focus on that, as well as trying to bring in some good wide receivers here. Like I said, some of those wide receivers we bring in, depending on what their speed, excuse me, and what their abilities are, some of those players will probably be playing in the secondary position, even in their first year, just to get that experience there. And there's a couple players here that we're recruiting that had some pretty decent abilities here when I was going through changing position wise and everything. So yeah, we were looking at a lot of those wide receivers that had some decent, obviously I have decent speed there, and then everything else we can kind of work on with. I think on average, a lot of the wide receivers that we turn into is either safeties. We're somewhere around the upper 60s, lower 70s, so it's not bad. Especially for the conference that we play in, but obviously we like to try to get better, and of course that's going to be one of our main things this upcoming season here, is to excuse me, is to make the team better, and obviously bring in some great talent here, especially on the defensive side of things. I think for the most part here offensively, I think we're pretty good. We're not completely solid, but good enough to go out there and obviously try to go out here, as we made a really good run this first year, playing the first ever 12-team college football playoffs. I think we can do it again here. We have still some of the main core guys that were there when we went. Got to the point we got to the semifinal game. But there you see Mike Edmond, of course, signed. Lloyd Daly, he signed. He's the halfback there, 3-star guy from Mississippi, as well as who else signed with us? Daly has pretty good explosive power coming out of the backfield there. I think he has like a 91, 92 speed, and like acceleration somewhere around 90. So he has a pretty good talent. He's a pretty talented kid. As you see here, Murphy there, we got rid of him. Daly obviously was signed. We just seen there 5'11", 193 there from South Haven, Mississippi. He is committed there. Of course, he's only verbally committed. Obviously, he has not, National Signing Day has not came up yet, so he verbally committed to us. Donahue, Boheman, we're still going after those guys there, as we have about 270 hours left to obviously try to get them signed and convince them to come to Memphis. And obviously do have some guys here that should take a look here. We're trying to scout as well. And of course, get to know them by looking at their social media, DMing them, and of course, just trying to get the, obviously scholarships here. Jeff Bolden, no relation to me, power rusher, 6'5", 262 pounds, from Connecticut. He is a transfer, so we got some. There's actually a pretty good list of players on this. This is the other thing I was wanting to talk about there. There's actually 8 of them after we go through all this here and show you guys the scouting here. There was actually 8 players that came from other schools. They either were JUCO players or they were coming from another Division I school that went ahead and said, hey, you're offering a scholarship here. You're offering, I get an opportunity to play. Great, that's awesome. I'll go ahead and sign. So we had a couple guys that signed for us, and we'll see that here in a bit. The quarterback that we're actually looking at here, that's actually I don't know if he's popped up here on yet, but Jordan Witherspoon is a player that I was really excited about. I seen that he had some really good abilities there in the quarterback position, and I'm thinking like, hey, we got to try to sign him. And yeah, well, hey, look, we did sign him there, so that's nice to see. So he is a athletic guy from Alabama. His rating was overall rating was 74 overall. He is by far the best quarterback that we have on our roster right now. So that freshman will make a start going into next season. We'll see how well he plays in the first couple of games of the season. And then you see some other guys here. These are some of the transfers that we got. And there you see Jeff Bolden, defensive end there, going to sign with us. Tullis there you see sign as well. So we had 8 players: Dylan Lee, Marcus Sanders Jr., Shane Johnson, Jackson Harris, Cameron Griffin, and of course Mac Carmichael, Jeff Bolden, Malachi Tullis there. They all signed. So great job there. Spencer Donahue also signed with us as well. He's a wide receiver, deep threat, high school player, 5'11". Was it 5'10", 204 pounds there from Georgia. And then there you see some guys that we had on our list there, but they did not want to sign. Corey Rucker does not sign with us. He was a wide receiver that I was really hoping. For a while there, we were at number 2, and then unfortunately, we could not convince him enough there to, sign with us. So we were in his top 3, but he decided to go to Auburn. Nate Spillman, another wide receiver that we had our eye on. He has a really good catch ability as well. Running, or at least the speed was decent, but wasn't top notch. But he had some great receiving skills there. Thornberry, there you see another wide receiver. He does not sign with us. Jalen Pope from Texas. He's a transfer player. He is going now to he's going to be a Bronco. He's going to play for Boise. Emory Jones Jr., right tackle, junior transfer. He decides to go to Alabama. So we'll see if he gets any playing time there. I don't know why you want to go to Bama for, but I'm sure that offensive line they've got, it's gonna be a tough crack to nut there or tough nut to crack there, I should say, to get on that offensive line there. Jason Overton from Nashville, he did not sign with us, and there you see the rest of the guys that did. Oh, we see Daniel Nadoku. He also did not sign with us. We had him in our top. He was on our top, or we were on his top 3, but he said no go there. So he goes to Kansas State. Ooh. Julian Peterson from Alabama, defensive tackle there. Also another transfer junior, 6'3", 303 pounds, 2-star guy. Decided not to go with us. And then Jason Campbell from Tennessee there. We were in his top 5, but not enough. We didn't get the chance to really get to talk to him. It was too late, as he's a transfer, and he is going to go to Southern Miss instead. So those are the transfers that we got here. Like I said, we had 8 transfers that came in there, and I think for the most part, a lot of them are 2-star guys. Hey, that's fine by us. That's good depth. A good chance that a lot of these guys will not play, this year, so that gives them another year to get a chance to develop, get to know our defense and our offense, how it works, and get that experience, and we'll see how well they'll do. So I think we're, for the most part, really happy with the players that we brought in here. As we take a look here at the new schedule, and of course, as the offensive coordinator, I can't, I cannot change the schedule. I am not the head coach, so this is what the schedule is going to be generated as. Illinois will be the first game of the season, and we go to Georgia State, and we're on the road again against Troy in week 3. Then we have a nice home game here against Arkansas, ranked Arkansas, and then we start playing in the American. I got Army, which will be on the road, and then we got UAB, UTSA, Charlotte, Eastern Carolina, Rice, of course Navy would love to get a revenge on us, and of course FAU is the final game, our final home game there. That'll be senior day for us here in the series. So as you take a look here, we are ranked this season. We are ranked 22nd in the nation. Like I said, we didn't lose too many guys. I think if anything, I think we lost more of the offensive side of things. It means our offense is going to be a little rough, but that is fine. We'll get to know some of these new players here. I think defensively, I feel like we're not as solid as we were last year, but we shouldn't have too many problems. And hopefully we can, if we are having problems, hopefully we can get those problems solved early on here in the season. So stay tuned here on the channel. I'll let you guys know when this season will start. Like I said, it's going to be a fun season. We're going to try to kick it up a notch here, go a little bit more quicker. We'll have a couple episodes. We'll have 2 games. Other games will be, their old school, one featured game in it. We may even do some simming like I do in my Jacksonville Jaguars series there on the second channel, where we kind of jump in and watch the game some, and I commentate over it and let you guys know what's going on with the team and so on and so forth. So like I said, should be a good one. Cannot wait till we see what these Tigers can do here in season 2, and of course what Coach Matt Marvel can do in his second year as the offensive coordinator for the Tigers. But that's it for this episode here. Definitely stick around and wait for that 18th episode coming up here, as we'll be on. We'll start this season as it should be a good one. Cannot wait. But that is it for me, you guys. All in Tigers, and we'll see how things go. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Of course, if you got some comments or questions or whatever, you guys comment down below in the comment section. Greatly appreciated. And of course, like I said, hit that bell notification. Subscribe if you happen to be new. Leave a like. That helps us out a lot here to get the channel growing, and of course get the series looked at as well. And of course, check out other great series here on the main channel down below in the description, as well as our second channel over on ESGNet Plus LP here on YouTube for more NCAA content, as we have a Road to Glory series over there on the second channel, as well as our Jacksonville Jaguars series on Madden 25. But as always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you all next time.